So it's beautiful to see all 15 of you, and I want to thank each and every one of you who were a very strong part of our work that we did a month ago on the 26th. Interestingly enough, this is also called the Wesak in some cultures. Um, some call it the full moon of May, some call it the full moon in Taurus. So this is the full moon in May, and we celebrate Buddha's birthday. I don't think that we're going to be journeying to the Wesak Valley tonight, but I do think that we are going to continue in our work with the totality body, which represents, by the way, you've seen that picture, and I don't have it up tonight because I don't want to focus too much in our heads, but the totality body represents an orientation. It's like a map that we hold to be total, but as we each work in that, in whatever ways we're guided to do, and there's going to be more and more unfolding of that information, we are actually, especially when you engage in that avatar, we are bringing through a thread of that 7D energy into that outer membrane that separates us from the 5D world. Now, I've made a couple discoveries, and I've shared some of these discoveries with some of you who have come in. So think about right now your mudra. Maybe even put your mudra together right now. Okay? So assemble your mudra. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to gently separate your hands. So here's my mudra. Okay, here's my mudra, and I'm going to separate my hands, but I'm going to keep my hands in that formation. Okay, I want you to just look at it, feel the energy. My hands like to move like this with my mudra. Okay, and some of you will want to move, this way or this way. I worked with someone today. Okay, so I want you just to look at your hands and move your mudra. So if it was Gaia, your hands would even just be like this, forming part of the grid, and Ka 10 this way. So you look at your mudra, and I'm going to tell you a secret. Your left hand, your left-handed mudra is your healing hand. So you can activate that frequency of your 7D avatar energy, and you can use that in creative ways for healing. Now, you could try first on yourself. So something's kind of bothering you, and maybe your shoulder's sore, and you could just try moving your hand intuitively until you feel kind of you're going to feel a little pull, like a little pulling sensation. That's how you know that you're engaging with the quantum, because this is your entryway into the quantum reality, which exists behind this. The quantum creates this, and we are practicing to engage with the quantum so that we can be masters and mistresses, or we can master working with the energetic grid, the energetic field, the quantum field behind this dream. Okay, so left hand, healing energy. Right hand, power. Your particular power as an avatar. Okay. Now, this hand figures a lot, because what I've been doing is being called to go to different sectors in that totality map. Noticing things in my reality showing up that are reflections of something in one of those 20 rings or sections of ring that you all represented, and using sometimes my mudra, but sometimes using another mudra. So I worked with Sanat Kumara, I worked with Katen, and I worked with obviously mine, Sibyllin, and could feel as I was being drawn to that section and that I could move always in a clockwise manner, always in a clockwise manner. Okay, that's the fourth ring. So you've got the four gates, move on the diagonal in front of you and behind you, and those are the sectors there. So we'll practice this more in classes. Okay, we'll practice this more, but I wanted to give that to you as a gift to help you navigate through this time period that we're going through. And I know I've spoken with a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you, Monday and Tuesday were tough days on people, including myself. That's one of the toughest days I've had almost, I can't remember in so long. Unexplainable. Sadness, depression, and now I understand what it was. And it had to do with one of these sections of the ring. And I understand now why that got activated. And once I cleared it, 12 minutes later, that really oppressive depression energy that I was taking in my body, it was gone. So these are tools that you will learn over time to master. And not only will it help you in your life, but every time you bring through one of these frequencies, or if you choose to bring through all 20 of them through the mudra dance, you're bringing those frequencies on the planet. Now, I used to call them, the avatars. The avatars. And just, in Indian cultures, the avatars are revered, okay? But no one thinks I'm going to be Krishna. I'm going to be Saraswati. They don't have that. It's adoration. We are saying that those are frequencies that came through these very amazing adepts. Jesus was an adept. Siddhartha was an adept. Some of the other frequencies that have come through haven't been identified necessarily as bodhisattvas and as enlightened beings, but these frequencies are available as a encoded ascension process to be offered to the planet at this time. So we've had access to it, but we've never had that knowledge that we can be vessels. And we can be vessels because now is the time to do it. It wasn't time 50 years ago. Now is the time. There's been a shift. So your work that you do in these meditations and your work that you do with them, just, I'm going to meditate. Your work that you do to clear things in yourself, every time you do it, you bring through a little bit more of that frequency onto the planet, like threads, these beautiful golden threads. And in doing so, it starts to change the reality around you. And I've already heard from some of you saying, yeah, things are really shifting. I had heard some, like even some news from one patient this week who said, yeah, her husband, who was kind of problematic, he's shifting. He's like, oh, I get what you're saying now. Thank you. And I mean, that floored me. It's because she's holding this, she's she's assured as she holds this, and she's very dedicated to her wake up process. Okay. So that said, we're going to now find our way into a more meditative frequency. And I think I'm even going to allow the lights to dim here a little bit because we've got plenty of light. And so I want you all just to take that moment and get comfortable. And we'll see what the the source frequency has in mind for us this evening in this glorious, probably the most gorgeous, powerful full moon of this year. Okay, so let's go in. And we move right into our beloved mantra, love, love, love. Breathing it into your body, breathing it into your etheric body, your etheric field around you. Owning your right, your ability, and your dedication to loving yourself. Very important. You have to love yourself in order to hold these frequencies. And then, of course, just opening yourself up and loving that you're able to now start bringing through these frequencies, which are divine in nature. So opening up to divinity. And we invite this divinity in its defined and undefined manifestation into the field that we all are creating right now. We're creating a field. I want you to feel the density of this love coming through for us, for you. There's a density to it. I can feel it. It's kind of like long, long, long. So see if you can soften to feel that which is being offered. And then we hold this love impeccably as impeccable beings in our field and begin to offer it back into the field to each other, back into the field. And I invite you to use your left and your right mudra to move it intuitively onto the grid, into this field that we are attuning to at this moment. Behind you, to the side of you, above you, below you, and of course before you. Make it real. Make it love. And as you're doing this, I can see sectors of the totality body start to light up. Wow. It's amazing. Wow. Y'all are lighting it up. So I want you to kind of take your place where you were allocated. And for Laura, just have yourself just find your place. Just say, I'm here. I'm right here. And allow your avatar frequency to come through in a way that now begins to light you up. And so now what we see is interesting. We see the mini model of this enlightened ring or sphere around us, around you. So each one of us is lighting up the grid around you. So what you're imagining, or what you're tuning into, or what you're possibly sensing, seeing, and feeling, is about 6 feet out, 8 feet out, maybe 8. Yes, I see it more as 8. Yeah, 7, 8. Mm-hmm. There we go. And just have a look around. See what you can see first. I'm actually seeing through. I'm actually seeing through to the 5th world because of what you're doing. It's very trippy. And you keep coming back to that mantra, love, love, love. Keep coming back to that. And nodding your head like, uh-huh. Permission granted. Love, love, love. Mm-hmm. Now, I want you to extend your awareness, your self-awareness of yourself, to the back body. Now, the back body is where that personal story is stored. And that personal story can also be your ancestral story, your karmic story, but a lot of stories in the back body, just behind you. And we want to engage tonight with these frequencies in such a way that we illuminate and hold steady with this frequency you're bringing through and infiltrate appropriate amounts of personal story. Appropriate amounts of personal story. So you're going to radiate this avatar frequency behind you. Just let it go behind you. Let it just radiate through your back body into that kind of vulnerable cavern of your personal story. A lot of personal story came up in the last week or two. Just coming up like, okay, did you Did you forget about this? How about that thing? How about how you hold this? Oh, right. So we're going to illuminate it. We're going to illuminate it and we're going to love on it. We're going to help each other do this. There you go. I can feel it's happening. Love, love, love. You just come back right to there. Love, love, love. Mm-hmm. So my heart holds a lot of what's going on in the planet. Maybe your heart is holding some of that too. So I'm going to radiate a lot of this into how it is that I'm a human and part of that story. And offer these frequencies into that story, the story of race, the story of animal cruelty, the story of abuse of resources, pollution. Those are just starters for me. Okay, so let's just have some time here where we get to do that. And you may use your mudra as a focusing agent. As a directing agent. And that mantra, love, love, love. It's like a pendulum sweeping or swinging back and forth through that back body, through that personal story or planetary story. Okay, take another minute or so to use your mudra to sweep not only this powerful frequency you're bringing through, but also the one unifier of all frequencies, which is this divinity as love. Divinity is love. Okay. And to keep this energy moving, all you have to do is kind of gently kind of, maybe even just take that right hand and just sweep it. Sweep it, just sweep the energy in your quantum body with feeling and sensing that mudra behind you, clearing it. You see, it's a little bit of quantum imagining. There you go. And I'm kind of coming around and helping all y'all a little bit here. And what the remnants look like to me, it almost looks like, it's an interesting thing, it almost looks like you've got like a little backpack on. And over that backpack is like a little grayish grid, dark gray grid. And it's fragmented. Nobody has one, it's gone. It's just little fragments left over. And so we have the power just to kind of go, okay, I see those. And what those are is our agreement with this reality. They were limited and fatal and flawed and all those things that humans can be when they're not in their power. And how we were introduced to that configuration and how we knew nothing but to accept it. And now we can contemplate other possibilities. There we go. Other possibilities. There. Okay, now the other possibilities are right there for you, behind you, in that beautiful golden grid that we made, that kind of alive, moving gold torus, that configuration, that kind of donut-like configuration. It's when we're doing this work at this time, we want to kind of back into our positions in the fourth ring. We're not ready to jump into that fifth ring yet, but we want to kind of intersect with as little personal story and personal history as possible. And we just keep clearing it. It's just like, it's just a what is. Oh, there's something else to clear. Okay, oh, that. Oh, how interesting. Oh, what interesting reflection. Okay, I'll clear it. So we're clearing so that we can engage with that golden Taurus in a way to log onto it as if we were part of a new reality program. The reality program including the possibility for things like blessed holiness. Blessed holiness. That's a 5D frequency. Blessed holiness. Feel into that. You see someone and you kind of bow your head just for a moment. You see the divine in them, they see the divine in you. Blessed holiness. Oh my gosh, what would life be like if that was the predominant frequency? That slight nod of the head and the smile, which you really see in certain parts of the world. Thailand, Bali, they honor the light in each other. So tonight we're being introduced to the first 5D frequency as an interface between that world, the golden Taurian grid, our avatar vessel, and our personal soul purposed self. Blessed holiness. And without necessarily knowing each other, because, gee, there's some of you I haven't even met, except here. I see you, I feel you, but now let's just intuitively move around that gridded sphere and kind of give a namaste nod to each of the 16 beautiful beings, plus me. I guess there are 16, 17 or something like that. So we just nod to each other. I see the blessed holiness in you. I am it. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. And I can feel your blessed holiness coming, your namaste coming into me. It's quite lovely. Thank you. Mm. And the golden grid is really starting to sparkle, to illuminate itself, kind of reflectively illuminate. Mm. See if you can shift into the dream of love, 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 and blessed holiness. Feel into it. Hmm. And so, our very simple exercise here is about creating a model, if you will, an energetic possibility, if you will, for the reality that we wake up to every morning. We wake up and like, oh, yeah, I'm in this dream now. Mm-hmm. So a dream that includes blessed holiness. And you can bring that dream into the 3D dream that you're going to wake up to tomorrow. With a simple nod of the head as you look into strangers' eyes. That little nod. It will bring the blessed holiness through you. It will be for you that you enact that small gesture. Love, love, love. Okay, and so now there's a portion of this, our meditation on most nights, where we receive a blessing. It just shows up. I forget about that part, but it just shows up. And so it's coming in right now. So we're always asked to perhaps open our crown chakra. I like to open it and think of it as a cone extending skyward, extended higher than usual. So extend your crown chakra right now, if you will. And the blessing which appears to be coming in is a ring of consciousness. A ring of consciousness above your head. A ring of awareness. And if you just allow your attention to drift upward, you might sense that pull of it. And it's an installment that is intentionally activating the possibility that in certain moments you remember what we've done here tonight. You remember your avatar. You remember this frequency, this 5D frequency of 5D blessed holiness. And you remember love, love, love. And you remember, oh, in this moment, I could bring through, I could turn the faucet on and just bring it through a little bit. Boom. I could be a purveyor of this 5D frequency. So that ring is there in the hopes that it will jog you in moments where you might be distracted or thinking of something else. So if this sounds like a blessing that you would enjoy, nod your head. Nothing is ever forced upon us, so you nod your head and say, oh, that'd be nice. Yes, I'd like a reminder. And I'm sensing, especially with people, the elderly and perhaps the young ones. Yes. Mm. And again, we're being thanked by the external forces that are guiding our process here. External to us, however, spiritual forces that are very interested in humankind and the planet evolving into its correct dimensionality. And it is very much appreciated that you take time out to show up and be with each other and be with this process. And then finally, I extend my love and gratitude. This work cannot be done without you. And if it takes a village, we're the we're the Immortality Club village. So thank you all so much, and we'll be winding down our practice here tonight, and I hope that you can take yourself somewhere for a view of this beautiful supermoon. The blood moon has come and gone, and but the frequency is still very much opening these inner planes and allowing us to do what we did here tonight. So I'm going to just kind of open up the gallery, and just so I can see you all and give you my transmission of blessed holiness to you and gratitude. That's good. And just one moment, if you don't mind. Getting a little low in power there, so I wanted to. Let's see if I can get this whole thing. There we go. Get you all in the picture here. There we go. Yeah. It's good to see you all. Very good to see you all. I'm waving. I love to wave. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you all for being here this evening. Yeah, I hope the blessing carries you, carries into your life. Where someone came in this week and they said, remember when the blessing came through for us? He goes, well, I felt it come through and this happened. And I was very much enheartened by that. So I hope that there's a discernible blessing that comes through for you in the next day or two or three, that you go, oh, yeah, just like you can feel the love. So, all right, everybody, have a gorgeous weekend coming up. Yeah, all of us get a 3-day weekend. So, love you.